On the battlefields of northeastern Ukraine, a team of sappers risked their lives to clear Russian landmines. Andrii Ilkiv is one such combat engineer. Just over a year ago, in September 2022, he had his leg amputated below the knee after a landmine he was working on blew up beneath him. By May of this year, he was back at work. With the help of his prosthetic limb, he was once again sweeping for mines and defusing them.
Of course, obviously, there is fear when you return and you stand next to a minefield. There is fear. But on the other hand, you know that with the help of a metal detector, a sapper spade and special equipment that one can move and conduct demining work.
The 37-year-old father of four is one of 14 sappers who returned to their demining jobs in a national police unit of around 100, despite being wounded.
I saw people with artificial limbs. I saw them moving, even taking part in sporting activities, living a very active life. And then I understood it is possible to return to work, to continue working.
Ilkiv's unit was created after Russia's full-scale invasion in February 2022, and it focuses on humanitarian mine clearance away from the fighting. They're now operating in the regions of Kherson and Kharkiv, chunks of which were recaptured from Russia last year. 4 of their sappers have been killed in blasts and 16 wounded. One of those injured is 51-year-old Valery Onul, who lost his leg in a blast in November last year.
I lifted myself up, looked down, and one of my legs was gone. I moved the toes of my other leg. The leg seemed fine. By then, the guys got to me. They started pulling me out. I tried to help with my good leg. I moved bit by bit and managed to get myself out without triggering the other mines that were there.
Just like Ilkiv, he's back at work. With his morale unshaken, he says he knew even in the immediate aftermath of the blast that he would return to mine clearance work. Ukraine estimates that about a third of the country is now strewn with mines, potentially dangerous war detritus. Kiev fears it could take decades to clear the area.
South Africa's biggest mining sector employer has said it may need to cut more than 4,000 jobs. Sibanye Stillwater is planning a restructure which could see 4 loss-making platinum group metal shafts close. In a statement on Wednesday, the company said high operating costs and declining prices have significantly affected the profitability of the PGM industry. Certain operating shafts are now loss-making, Sibanye said, and pose a risk to the sustainability of the remaining operations. The company, which saw a 3-month strike last year over wages, said the affected workers include 3,500 permanent employees and 595 contractors. Sibanye also has gold mining operations in South Africa and PGM assets in Zimbabwe and the United States. It said it has initiated consultations with representatives of affected employees, in line with South Africa's labour laws.
Some of Europe's big banks are doing better than expected. Deutsche Bank stock surged 7% in early trades on Wednesday, after it promised more share buybacks next year, and said there could be greater capital return to shareholders than previously thought. That's after it posted a better-than-expected 8% drop in third-quarter profits. While investment bank revenue declined, revenue grew in the retail and corporate divisions on the back of higher interest rates. Chief Christian Zieving branded the bank's results a mark of strong and sustained business growth, as it recorded its 13th consecutive profitable quarter. For Santander, third-quarter net profit rose 20% from the same period in 2022. Spain's biggest lender booked a $3 billion net profit, beating analyst expectations. That's thanks to higher lending income in Europe, which offset a weaker performance in the United States. Chairwoman Anna Botín was confident the bank would meet 2023 targets and continue positively into next year. And Lloyds enjoyed a steady set of results as its Q3 profit met forecasts. That's despite declining lending margins and rising costs that are squeezing British banks' returns, with Lloyds itself facing a 5% hike in operating costs. Its pre-tax profit was $2.3 billion for the quarter, in line with analysts' predictions. Britain's biggest mortgage lender maintained its guidance for full-year performance and said it expected asset quality to be slightly better than forecast.